Bored. Bored. Oh yeah, hello. I was just wondering if I like accidentally go onto one of the adult channels, will just by accident, will I get charged for that? Okay. I would. Okay. No worries. Word to your mother. My name's Steve. This channel is Frags to Riches. I'm bored in a hotel, so I thought I'd bring you my full review of Bvlgari Man Wood Essence. I've been wearing this for a good few days now since I got it, so I think it's a good time to kind of talk to you about what I like about it, what I don't, and what the performance is like. I first tried this fragrance quite a few months ago. It was released in July 2018. I tried it about 2 or 3 months after its release. I tried it in store, and I didn't know anything about it before I tried it. I just was lured in by the name, the wood essence. I was looking for a really nice, manly, woody scent. And straight away, I was shocked from the opening because for me, it's really surprisingly sweet. It's officially on FRAG30. The notes are citrus and citrus with sugar, which totally kind of sums it up, to be perfectly honest. It's just a very sweet smell that I was not expecting, but what I will say, what lured me in, is the fragrance was different to some of the other releases from 2018, which I admired, but because of that sort of sweetness, there was a certain familiarity with it as well, which meant I could warm to it fairly quickly, and I sort of I just had this instant attachment to it, which was quite nice. So I walked away and I kept smelling it for the rest of the day, and it grew into something that I sort of really quite enjoyed. I didn't think it was perfect or it absolutely blew me away, but as I say, it was just a bit different and something I quite enjoyed. The sweetness is really quite prominent early on, and I say it might be from this citrus with sugar notes that's listed on FRAG30, but there's also benzoin in there as well. So the benzoin is really quite prominent through the life of the scent. So if you're not a fan of benzoin, it does die down after about 45 minutes to an hour. It's there, it remains, but it becomes a little bit more balanced. But if you're not a fan of benzoin, you might not want to kind of bother with this one. But it's not as prominent as other notes like Only the Brave Tattoo that I've previously reviewed. So it's not kind of as prominent and sweet as that one. But yeah, I was surprised by this sweetness, and personally I would like the fragrance as a whole, and particularly in the opening, to turn the sort of sweetness down a little bit and the woods up a bit if it was me. The woods that are in there's cedar and there's cypress. I don't know much about different trees as such, so cypress wasn't a note that I was familiar with. To me, it gets a kind of a pine type smell. There's a sort of pine fir tree kind of note to it that I kind of get, and Googling cypress, it appears that kind of makes sense, because it seems pine, cypress and fir trees are all part of the same family of coniferous trees. So there you go, I've learnt something new. So as I say, there is cedar and there's this cypress, which is kind of like a pine fir note in there, but I would prefer it to be a bit woodier and the citrus is turned down a little bit, if I'm honest. But it does ultimately sort of dry down to this very nice, really pleasant, sweet, manly smell. This is a really rock solid, safe fragrance. It's signature scent worthy, I think. You could wear this in the office, you could wear this on a date. I don't think it's necessarily strong enough to kind of go out clubbing, etc. It's probably not that sort of thing, and that sort of brings us on to the performance really. If I give you the numbers, you're going to think this is an absolute beast mode performer, because I easily got about 3 hours of projection of this, and it lasted well over 7 hours. I'm talking 8 or 9 hours. So that sounds amazing, but I need to balance and manage your expectations, because this is an EDP and it performs like an EDP. So you do not get this massive projection bubble that you'd get from like an EDT. So while I say that there is like a good 2 to 3 hours easily of projection, that projection is soft and it's quite close to the skin. It's not a skin scent. I mean, I wore it and I was in the car and you could comfortably smell yourself, which is nice. I like that. I like to be able to smell what I'm wearing, and you can do that quite comfortably. And I checked at the 3 hour mark and I could still comfortably smell myself. So I was getting, as I say, 2 to 3 hours of quite good projection, but it is fairly close. I would say it's kind of 10 centimeters from skin. So it's not a skin scent, but it is close. It's an intimate projection, I would say, which again makes it quite good for an office or even a date. So you don't choke the person that you're with, but they can kind of pick it up if they come in a bit closer and stuff like that. So that doesn't necessarily bother me because it does lend itself to certain situations. And performance wise, as I say, it did last a long time. I applied it at 9 o'clock in the morning, and 5 o'clock today, for example, I kind of got into the hotel and I could easily smell it. I could comfortably smell it. Again, it was, by that stage, it was obviously very close, but it wasn't having to stick my hand up my nostrils to smell it. I could still smell it quite comfortably on my skin, but it was obviously quite a lot closer at that stage. So the performance is good, but it is EDP performance. So please don't expect, you know, an arm's reach worth of kind of projection and sillage, and you walk into a room and turn heads and you walk past a group of women and they're swooning. It's not that sort of thing. If you're sitting next to somebody, you're talking, or you're on a date, or you're at the cinema, they're going to smell you. So that's kind of nice. So in that ways, it is quite good for that. What I should say is, by today, I'd sort of learned that it was. So I did go quite heavy. I sprayed a good few, sort of 4 sprays around my neck, on the wrists. I did also do on clothes, and I might have even done one on my hair. So I did go heavy, but as I say, it wasn't choking. It was that provided quite a nice 10 centimeter, say, scent bubble, and let's say it lasted. I could comfortably smell it early into the evening from applying it at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, but it is quite close. So I like this. I like this scent. It's a very solid, manly scent. It's not for everyone, but I would say give it a go. If you like benzoin type synthetic sweetness, you might like this. If you like the more piney or resinous kind of woods, again, you might like this. If you don't like benzoin, you're probably not going to like this. You're going to think that the benzoin's ruined the woods, to be honest. I would still much rather it was woodier, but it is what it is. And as per usual with Bvlgari, it is a lovely presentation as well, I should just say. Again, it's got the standard twisty cap, and the juice is green, and the sprayer is as good as ever. It's a nice solid scent, and I'm gonna get some use out of this. Give it a try, because this is the sort of thing that's signature scent worthy, and the performance lends itself to that as well, because you're not going to choke anybody. So that's my thoughts on this scent. Price wise, it's not too bad at the minute. It's come down slightly, I think. I managed to pick up this 60ml for under £50. I managed to get it for about 47, and I think the 100ml is not that much more actually. It's around about the 60 mark, £65. But for me, I've got so many fragrances, even though it's better value, 100ml just didn't make sense. I thought I'd just save the £10 or £15, to be honest. So yeah, that's Bvlgari Man Wood Essence. Give it a go if you're looking for a woody yet sweet daily driver signature scent type fragrance. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please like and subscribe and comment. Let me know what you think. This is the 3rd fragrance that I own from the Bvlgari Man range. No, the Bvlgari range, because I've got Bvlgari Man Extreme and Aqua Amara, and now this. So let me know what others I should try. I'd like to hear what is your favourite Bvlgari fragrance. Once again, thank you for watching, and much love.